Hello everyone, this is Chase Pounds. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing about a film called No Greater Love. Now No Greater Love is a made for TV movie that was based off a novel by the great author Danielle Steele, where it features the Titanic. It involves a fictitious family called the Wheatfields they're on board the Titanic and they're heading back to the United States. But as you all know, the Titanic strikes an iceberg and sinks. And the family is forever torn apart by the disaster, where where the where the mother and the father die in disaster, leaving the oldest daughter, Kate Winfield, who's play, played by Kelly Rutherford, who's left to manage to take actually Kelly Rutherford also loses her fiance in the disaster. As they're about to get married, as they're marry her fiance when she heads back to the States. Unfortunately, she loses her fiance in the disaster, and now she's left to take care of the rest of her siblings. Take care of the rest of her siblings, which is Alexis, George, and Teddy. And it's kind of a struggle to raise the children, especially as they get older. And particularly with the youngest sister, Alexis, she gets too close. She gets too close with the man that's much older than she is. She's 17 years old, and the man she's seeing is probably in his 30s or 40s, and she keeps seeing this man, and eventually kidnaps her, and takes her over, kidnaps her, takes her across Europe, or I should say kidnaps her across Europe, and Alina has the kind of chases her. It kind of chases after her, and tries to look for her, which is kind of go overseas to try and find her, which is kind of difficult for her because she's still because of the Titanic disaster. She feels uncomfortable going on board going aboard another ship. So she eventually goes overseas, and it's the finds her sister, and they head back to the United States. Now there's a few things that I thought were about mainly the Titanic scenes that I thought were. Well, actually, I should say that I actually read the book, No Greater Love, back when I was in back in 2016, the summer I actually graduated, and originally I saw the movie back in 2012, around the 100th anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic. I came across it on YouTube. Then I came across the book when I was in my senior year of high school. They happened to have it at the library, and so I checked the book out. But I ended up having to return it once I graduated to the library. But then I went to my local county library and tried to order it there. I ended up reading the rest of the book through the rest of the summer. And so after I read the book, and by the way, my mother also read the book when she was young as well. and uh, I also watched the film. I think my mom also saw the film as well. I saw the film and knows like this is something I tend to do after I read a book. I tend to sometimes watch the film version to compare the differences, which was similar and which was different to the book and the film. And of course, you always know use the book is better than the film, but the film, made for TV film, leaves out a lot of things. It's not also historically accurate to the actual Titanic, such as they leave out, well, in the book, in the film they leave out certain characters, such as they leave out the they had another sibling, which was Philip, who's more smart, who was kind of more smart intellectual, kind of smart intellectual type person, who goes and fights in the war, but that's not featured. However, that's not featured in the made for TV drama. And another was that the is that they is that the middle brother George, he ends up becoming a in the book he goes to Hollywood to become a movie director, while in the film version he's a director of a play theater. Then the setting of the is different. In the book version, it's they live in San Francisco on the West Coast, while in the film version it's set East Coast in Boston. And also the book makes notable references of historical events, figures, as well as notable people in the Titanic. While the film version doesn't depict the film version doesn't depict that, and it doesn't really mention in the film. It doesn't really mention much about mention the ship as being the Titanic, only until there's a brief scene right before the ship hits the iceberg. They show a life preserver with the with the name Titanic. And that's it. And most of the characters don't really mention the name. The main characters in the film don't really mention the name of the ship as the Titanic, or mention any word of the Titanic, whereas the book does. And then another historical thing about the sinking scenes of the Titanic is in the film is that it leaves out the it uses recycled scenes from the 1979 TV movie British TV movie SOS Titanic. And this documentary was made in this film was made in 1996, and there's no they don't depict the breakup, and this is as the wreck was discovered, about a few years, nice couple of years since the wreck was discovered. They don't depict the breakup scene of the ship breaking in two. And as for the movie itself, I thought it was pretty done. I think it would have better if it was a big budget film, but I'm not sure if they would have if it was any money in spend. So I guess trying to make it a big budget film, but the acting, the actors, the cast, like Kelly Fruitford, I'm not really familiar with, other than this film. She was pretty attractive. Alexis, the older version of Alexis, was pretty attractive. Now I think the girl as for the girl who was playing the younger version of Alexis, I think she I think I seen her somewhere before. I think she was in the childhood movie I used to watch as a kid. Movie I used to watch as a kid. It was a childhood favorite of mine. Thomas and the Magic Railroad, and I think she was. I think that was the same girl who played Lily in that movie. But she may have been. I think when No Greater Love came out, she was a little bit younger. And the boy, Teddy, plays the older version of Teddy. I think he was in Thomas the Magic Railroad as well. And so that's all I have to say about this. And my mother, when she was reading this book when she was young, she didn't know this was a Titanic. She just thought it was just a shipwreck. But in the book where it does make no that there's the Titanic, but in the film, as I said before, it doesn't make much reference to the Titanic. So I can see how she would have not known that was the Titanic after seeing the film version. So that's another video by Chase Pounds. Stay tuned for my next video.